Today is Thursday, July 29th, 2010. We're at the 2010 National Scout Jamboree celebrating 100 years of scouting in America. Troop 1445 is in Subcamp 14, which is also part of the Central Region consisting of subcamps 10 to 14. We're here this morning to give a demonstration of how we do laundry at the Jamboree. We have Chris Moe, Keith Tuttle, and Scoutmaster Jeff Adams giving a demonstration of what we do to try to keep our clothes clean when you're dealing with 90 to 95% temperatures and 105-degree heat index. So you're seeing Keith Tuttle and Chris Moe starting to get set up, and Mr. Adams is going to enter the picture from stage right, and we'll be telling you what's going to happen.
Well, we've got two buckets. One is labeled wash and it has soap and water in it. The other one is labeled rinse and it starts out as clear water. And Keith is just going to take his laundry, which he has checked the pockets carefully on, and he is going to put it into the wash bucket. Alright. Make sure you got everything in there.
What do you use for the wash bucket?
Just a 5-gallon pail. 5-gallon pail with a hole in the lid. And you'll see what he's going to do here is once he's got his clothes in there, he's going to take this plunger, push the stuff down, and he's going to put the lid on the bucket. He's going to seal it. Okay, and then he's just going to start agitating. Really get it moving there, Keith.
So what you see is an agitated scout.
Exactly. And it really does move the water around. The clothes are all moving around in there now. Once you get it going, the plunger actually goes all the way to the bottom and just pulls the water up through the clothes. How long do you do it? Well, that varies by scout. It depends on how often you want to run that water through there.
So for those moms and dads of scouts, there will be no excuse when your scout returns from the Jamboree as to why they can't figure out how to do the own washing machine at home. In fact, it'll be a lot less work than what they're dealing with out here. We're about halfway through the Jamboree. We had an opening ceremony yesterday morning.
Okay, pop the lid off.
Here we go.
Now, we want the rinse water to stay clear as long as it possibly can. So the next thing we're going to do, they're going to hand wring the clothes out, run it through the wringer just to get as much of the wash water out as possible, and then they're going to put it in the rinse water.
You want to feed or do you want to turn?
You would probably do better.
Keith Tuttle has the hat on, and Chris Moe does not have the hat. He has the braces.
There, keeping very careful to watch his fingers. They're going to have to hold it. One cranks, and you got to catch that on the other side there. All right, and then it can go into the rinse pail.
So what they're going to do is to wring out as much of the soapy water as possible with the catch basin. We don't just dump water in the grass at a Jamboree. We have grinders to try to recycle as much as possible, both excess food and any wastewater. So that's why you have the catch basin below the hand-cranked wringer.
We have the tarp because clothing will get dropped around that wringer, and if it hits this dirty ground, well, it's kind of counterproductive. So we put a tarp down for that reason. Thanks to the Stoltzmans for putting together our wringer. Alright, now that he's got his stuff in the rinse, just go ahead and put the lid on there. Same process.
Same process to rinse.
Just can't hit the top too hard, otherwise it breaks.
As you see, Keith has around his neck his Jamboree identification badge and his meal tickets. The scouts wear this at all times. They're also supposed to wear a hat at all times to protect them from the sun. We also have sunscreen, and we have instructions for how much water and Gatorade they're supposed to drink each hour so that they remain fully hydrated during the course of the Jamboree, because they are physically active from about 7 in the morning until 7 at night.
Both feeling a little fatigued, taking a drink. Very good. I would say the temperature right now is probably hitting 95.
We also have a buddy system, so scouts are supposed to be in a minimum of pairs throughout the jamboree for safety purposes. We also always have one scoutmaster back in camp to help with any unforeseen emergencies that happen during the jamboree. Our scouts have done a tremendous job dealing with the heat and humidity. When you take off the tags, you put them on the side so that they don't get in the way through the ringer. But Keith and Chris have been doing a super job at this jamboree. So you're going to ring it one last time.
Let's get the rinse water out. Then it takes it over to our line.
We have makeshift laundry lines. We have dining flies at our jamboree, and we start stringing twine or rope between.
Buddy system might be required in certain instances where you might not be able to reach. And that's how you do laundry.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen, and thank you, Scoutmaster Jeff Adams. Have a great day. This is your best, wishing you the best from Troop 1445 at the National Jamboree.